if you want to open an existing test, then click the Open button on the menu bar, and then open the required test script. Now let's go through the QTP user interface and learn about it. Let's start with the topmost bar. This is called the title bar. After Quick Test Professional, you will see the name of the test script. Since we have opened a blank test, neither saved nor named, test name will appear in test. Next to it, you will see the menu bar, where different types of menus are available. As you learn more about QTP, you will get familiar with all the menus. The bar you see now is the toolbar. Here you can find tools to perform different operations like recording and running a script, stopping a recording, viewing the results, etc. The whole pane you see here is the keyboard view. In this view, you will be viewing the entire script in a graphical format. You can see item, operation, value, and documentation columns. In the item column, you will see the item on which you are going to perform the action. In the operation column, you will see the operation you are performing on that item. In the value column, you will find the value you have used at the time of performing the operation. In the documentation column, you will find the documentation about what you have done exactly during this step. So this entire view is known as the keyboard view, which displays the script in a graphical format. Below you can see an Excel spreadsheet. This is called a data table. This holds the data you are going to use in your test script. The next important pane is the Active Screen pane. It is located next to the Data Table tab in the taskbar. This shows the screenshots of your test script action, or in other words, the screenshots of the actions that you perform on the application will be displayed here. In the bottom rightmost corner, below the active screen, you can see a status bar which displays the status of the script. It displays as ready when QTP is ready to record a script. While recording a script, the status will be recording, and running, the script status will be displayed as running. Another important pane is the Missing Resources pane. To see this pane, go to View and select Missing Resources. You can see it will be displayed below the keyboard view. This pane displays the missing resources associated with the test script. For example, you might have associated some unmapped shared object repository with this test script, and the script is not able to find it. That information will be displayed in the Missing Resources pane. We will discuss later about object repository. For now, understand the application of Missing Resource pane. Another useful pane is the Information pane. It is located next to the Active Screen tab in the taskbar. It displays the information about syntax errors, if any, of the test script. Another important pane is the Debug Viewer pane. To see this pane, go to the View and select the Debug Viewer. This pane helps to debug the script. We will later on see how to use this pane. Besides the keyboard view, you can now see another pane, which is the Expert View pane. It displays this test script in the form of a script. Looks like a code. In QTP New Version 10.0, the following additional panes can be added: To Do, Test Flow, Available Keywords, Resources, Process Guidance. We will discuss these in detail in later classes. Now we have to move on to the next topic. We will have a look at the settings we need to set up before we start recording a new script. Go to the Tools in the menu bar and select the options. In General tab, you can see various options. Always check the Display Add-in Manager on startup. since it will be required to include the appropriate add-in based on your application type before you start recording. You need to check Automatically Update Test and Component Steps when you rename test objects. This is helpful whenever we rename test objects QTP. Will automatically update the test script and component steps. Go to the Active Screen tab. Here you can find different levels at which you can capture the active screen. The topmost level is 1. Complete level. This will capture all information of all objects that are visible in the application for each step that you perform. It is the most intense level of capture, but it takes a lot of hard disk space, so it is advisable not to select this option. Partial. This will capture only the information on the object that QTP interacts with and its parent window. Say when you click the OK button in the Logon window. Only the information in the OK button and its parent window, Login window, will be captured, or in other words, the properties of agent name, password will not be captured. Minimum. This captures only the minimum properties in each step that you perform. 4. None. This disables the active screen, hence this will not capture anything in the active screen. It is advisable to select the partial option always, since it captures the required screenshot of the object QTP interacts with. Now we will move on to the next tab, Run. Here we can see two modes of running a test. 1. Normal. In this mode, you can see the execution arrow while you run the script. This helps you to debug the script. Also, you can delay each script by providing the desired time, say 3000 ms or 3 seconds. It is advisable to select this option always when you run the script. 2. Fast. In this mode, you can't see the execution arrow. It will be difficult to debug the script without the execution arrow. To see the test results automatically when your test has run, you can select the View Results when Run Session Ends option. But while you debug the script, it is better to uncheck this option. And if you don't want to see the results, and whenever you need it, you can find it in the Test Results folder. You can check the option Allow other Mercury products to run tests and components if you want to run scripts present on other tools like Quality Center. Under the Run tab, you can find subsection named Screen Capture. This instructs QuickTest when to capture still images of the application during the run session and save them in the test results. When images are available in the test results, QuickTest displays them in the bottom of the Results Details tab in the Test Results window. Clear the checkbox to disable this option, or select an option from the list. Always captures images for all steps in the run. For errors, captures images only for failed steps. This is the default setting. For errors and warnings, captures images only for steps that return to failed or warning status. It is advisable always to check the option for errors and warnings, since we get a clear idea when the step failed. This concludes the first class. In this class, we understood what QTP and why it is used to automate testing. We understood the application under test, looked at various add-ins, and understood the QTP user interface, and setting up preferences before recording in QTP. If you have any questions, then please post them in the forum. In the coming class, we will learn how to record a script, save it, and then run it, and how to analyze the test results. Thank you.